My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Friends with Benefits. And no one really seems to care for this movie, and I don't understand why. Like on Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 69% from the critics, which is kind of fitting, but it's still way too low. It has a 65% from the audience, and I'll say it. This is one of the best romantic comedies ever made. I have loved it since 2011, and I still love it to this day. So let's begin by talking about the cast. And Justin Timberlake is phenomenal here. Like, he is so charming and likable and funny, and he's still definitely a flawed character, but you still can't help but root for him. Mila Kunis is also phenomenal. She's hilarious and cute and charming and sweet, and they both have so much personality and energy, and their chemistry is off the charts. Like, they just feel like a genuine couple, and you buy into them every second of this movie. We've also got Patricia Clarkson, who does a pretty good job. There is actually a level of depth regarding her character that is actually well done. Jenna Elfman does a pretty decent job. Nolan Gold plays Sammy, Dylan's nephew, and he does a perfectly fine job. He has enough personality. Richard Jenkins is like a supporting character here, but he definitely stands out. He actually plays his character so incredibly well, and there was some really heartfelt stuff there. Woody Harrelson is like the gayest guy ever in this movie, but he's really funny. What's that one line? I'm strictly dickily. It's so funny. Bryce Greenberg does a good job, and I also like how this movie has a few A-lister cameos. Like Emma Stone and Andy Samberg are in the beginning of this movie, and they really stand out. In their minimal screen time, they're really funny. And there's this movie that's constantly being watched here that stars Jason Segel and Rashida Jones, and I really like how they played it up. So everybody in the cast does a great job, but this is a romantic comedy, so the romance is the most important part, and yeah, they knocked it out of the park here. Like I said, both performances great, their chemistry is great, but I also just really like the way they're written. Their banter is just so good, and like, this movie does have a lot of sex in it, but I really like just how funny these sex scenes are. You know, the characters are making jokes, and there's just a level of comfort here that's really refreshing to see. And even in the last act, when you get into the character drama, when there's conflict, it does feel believable. So, like, I was so invested in this movie the entire time, and spoiler alert, but at the end of the movie, when Dylan gets a flash mob to the, oh, what's the song? Jump, Jump. Yeah, Jump by Criss Cross? Yeah. And then it turns into Closing Time by Semisonic, not Third Eye Blind, and he proclaims his love for her. Like, it is so fantastic. This is such a satisfying end to the movie, and it's why I watch movies like this. But it's not just a romance, it's also a comedy, and this movie is hilarious. Like I said, I love their banter, and they're just really funny characters. But I laughed out loud plenty of times throughout this movie. And like I also said earlier, it does have its heartfelt moments. There's some really great stuff with Dylan and his dad, and I found it to be very moving at points. And I do think this movie is well directed by Will Gluck. It's incredibly well paced, it just flies by, it's always entertaining. There are some moments that feel a little oddly edited, but still, that's a minor complaint. And I do like the soundtrack here. You've got Nice Try by I Am Arrows, Such a Colorful World by Max and Simon, Follow You into the Dark by Death Cab for Cutie. You've got Closing Time by Semisonic. Just every song choice works perfectly for the scene it's in, and it's just a pleasant movie to watch. I am never bored for a single second, and it's just a movie I love watching. This is one of those movies I could watch on any day, in any mood. It is just that good for me. So, yeah, this is a favorite of mine. Like my favorite pure romantic comedy is When Harry Met Sally. This might be number 2. Like, it is that good. I really like Dylan. I really like Jamie. And I like their chemistry together. The performances are fantastic. And it's a movie that makes me laugh. It's a movie that's really sweet. And it's just a movie that makes me so happy. So I'm giving Friends with Benefits a 9 out of 10. Definitely an underrated gem if you ask me. But Friends with Benefits. Have you seen it? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin out.